We got this house for free. It's going to pay us on average £1,000 a month profit, and we did this using the BRR strategy. So what is the BRR strategy? Buy, refurbish, refinance method. So there's me, I've got 75 grand to invest. Now instead of buying a 100 grand house that's in perfect condition, I buy the house that's down the road that's in a bit of a state for 50 grand. I'll spend 20 grand on a refurb, 5 grand on legals. That will force the value to 100 grand, just like the house that's up the road. We then go to a mortgage broker and refinance the deal. So that's 75% of the new value, which is 75 grand. So that's what we started with. We put a tenant in there to pay the mortgage and give us some profit each month. And then we use the 75 grand to repeat the process and buy the next deal.
So let me take you back to where it all began.
So we made a bit of money from our rent-to-rent business and our other ventures, and we decided that we wanted to start buying property. So we chose a company name with a game of rock, paper, scissors.
I'll be Fontaine Acquisitions, you be Fontaine Investments. Rock, paper, scissors. Fontaine Acquisitions, right?
Easy as that.
We made a logo.
Not the best, but yeah, it's gonna have to.
Next, we spoke to some mortgage brokers about getting mortgage ready for the refinance stage.
It's 8,000, I think it's like 8,700.
Then we spoke to some accountants to work out the most tax-efficient way to structure this business.
Owned by the holding company has a good year and another one has a bad year,
Yeah.
then you can offset for tax purposes.
Then we set up the business.
There we go, so the company's all set up.
Next, we had to choose an area to invest in.
The area we've chosen is either South Wales or Stockton-on-Tees in the northeast of England. The reason we've chose those areas is one, the northeast of England, we've got a good network up there. We know somebody who's done a lot of deals over there, and we know somebody who's got a letting agency over there, so they could rent out the property, and they do really good checks on their tenants and stuff like that. But also we've looked at South Wales, it's a lot closer and it's a similar sort of price range when it comes to buying a property. So you can pick up houses for like 60k, even 50k.
And the rent's pretty much the same as well. So where a deal comes up first, that's going to be our target area, and that's where we're going to invest.
Yeah.
Then we needed to build a network in those areas.
We're going to need people on the ground because where we're so far away, we're down south. We need to know builders in the area, tradesmen in the area, need to know people doing deals in those areas. We need to make friends with the people doing deals in those areas so that we know what roads are good, what roads are bad roads, what areas are good, because you get areas that are good, but there'll be a bad road on that area, or you just get bad areas with one good road and stuff like that. So we need to have people on the ground, we need to know a lot of people around there. So that's the next thing we're going to be doing. We're going to be calling a lot of agents and building a network. So a little tip, guys, is I've been networking a lot. So if you post things like this on groups, I've been posting like, is there any sources in the northeast? Is anyone who invests in the northeast or lives in the northeast? Any builders in the northeast? I'm just trying to get a feel for the area.
We started by calling agents to try and get a feel for the areas we wanted to invest in.
Oh, you're right, yeah. I'm looking to invest in the Stockton-on-Tees area.
Invest on probably Hardwick and Roseworth. Yeah, near the hospital.
Okay, so like factory workers, families,
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
yeah, it's like two to 3 bedroom houses, yeah?
Yeah,
And is there good schools nearby?
yeah. Between Hardwick and Roseworth, I think there's 3, 4.
Do you know if there's any places that I should like avoid completely? All right, thanks for that.
Thank you.
Cheers, bye. So straight away she's told me 2 decent places. She says they're family areas, blue collar workers, nearer hospitals, 3 or 4 schools between there. And she's told me an area to avoid. So I'm gonna keep calling other agents. Other agents are gonna have different opinions. But once I've called loads, I'm gonna have a much better idea of the area. So I'm just gonna keep doing that.
Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to call some agents pretending to be a tenant, and I'm going to pretend to be the sort of tenant that we're looking to get. So I'm going to find out what areas should I avoid, what areas are the best for schools, stuff like that. So see what happens. Hello, you alright? I'm looking to move to Stockton with my wife, and I've got 2 kids. But I'm not too familiar with the area, so I'm calling a couple of agents just so I can get like a good understanding of like what the nicer areas are, to be honest. I'm not...
We've literally just closed for the day, so possibly you can call back tomorrow.
We're calling agents every week because we wanted them to remember us and to know that we're serious, in the hope they would pass us good deals before they hit the market.
We're cash buyers and we're looking for sort of fixer upper style properties where we can add value.
Send you over a couple that may work.
Yeah, definitely. So my name's Stephen Fontaine.
Brilliant. Have an email address for yourself, Stephen. Thanks, Stephen. Speak soon.
All right, cheers, bye.
This was the beginning of 2021 and the property market was really hot. We was trying to book viewings, but the properties were being sold as soon as they hit Rightmove, and sometimes for more than the asking price. Seen a property on Rightmove on Low Grange Avenue. Is that with you guys?
That one's actually sold now. I've agreed an offer, subject to no further viewings.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, what we're looking for really is just something that we can like add value to.
See what you do. Tell me your name and email, and I can just keep you updated.
Yeah. We made a good connection with an agent through Facebook. He reckoned he had a decent looking deal in Stockton.
And I'm also interested in that, the one you put up yesterday.
Yeah, Belmont, we've had quite a few viewings on it. We've had an offer on the table of 58 at the moment. Not been presented over at the vendor yet. Not a bad little house, like, not a bad little area, like, good sort of solid rental. And I'll drop you a message on Facebook. I'll ask you a couple of questions, and I'll give you an email address to where.
We put the numbers in our deal analyzer and a deal stacked on paper. So we booked a hotel and headed up that evening because we didn't want to waste any time. So yeah, look, we're here now. Still a big distance to go.
Once you adopt a more advanced sense of responsibility and refuse to make any more excuses, then you can go out and search for a solution.
We knew that we would get there late at night, so before we checked in the hotel, we decided to drive around the area and get a better feel of it and hopefully speak to some locals. It's good to do this because you could be buying in an area that looks decent during the day, but full of crackheads and prostitutes at night. We are approaching.
Oh, this is it here, yeah?
Yeah, mate, it's just around the corner, so... I'll have a quick look at that green fence, make sure everything's in check.
Range Rovers and everything. Audis, Beamers.
It's a decent area, mate.
There it is.
Yeah, the place looks decent. A lot of these last year were going for like 50, 56,000, 55,000.
What's that school there?
Pretty sure it's near it. Oh no, there's a nursery. There you go.
Excuse me, mate. Do you live around there? What's the area like?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the best. No, it's what is it? Like a lot of crime or? Nah. Oh, we're from down south, but we're looking to invest like up here. Yeah. What would you say? Avoid like this sort of area then? Yeah.
What is that? Whereabouts? Whereabouts?
Really? Yeah.
What? Eastbourne.
Okay. What is there any? There's not really like any streets around here that are decent, or is it all just a shit area? Yeah. Alright, mate. Nice one.
Nice one, mate.
Sound.
That's not a good sign.
That's definitely not a good sign. So yeah, we'll see you back in Bournemouth.
So after speaking to that guy, we were a little disheartened. Obviously, one person's opinion isn't enough to make a decision on. So we decided to head back to the hotel, get up early so we could ask more locals before the viewing.
Dundas Street.
Big dirty Dundas.
Mate, it sounds like a fucking shithole. Right, so we're at the hotel, 2:10. Probably not going to sleep for about an hour.
We've half-fixed looking to invest around here.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of? Because we spoke to we were just looking around the area just a minute ago and we seen some of the streets and we were just like, don't come here.
Some places are nice, others
Not
are
the
not.
best in some places, but
Yeah.
if you find a decent place,
What parts would you like avoid in Scotland?
most places to
Gives us a bit of hope then. So as you can see, it's not looking too good so far. Hopefully we get better responses tomorrow morning.
You're right, mate, to the agent, right? So, yeah, here's the receipts for my petrol. Send it to me.
You're wasting my fucking time.
Here's the receipts for the hotel.
Excuse me, mate. I'm looking to move around this area, but I'm just trying to get a feel of what the area's like. This is a better end than the other end. Up there, right? Okay. And what's the people like? Is it like families that are here? Or?
I was thinking of moving around this area. We're from down south, but do you know the area well? Or?
Well, I've lived here for top end.
Is there any parts like you'd say to avoid, or what's your overall? All of it, yeah? Because we was looking over there, like near Belmont Avenue. I'm not sure if you know it. Kind of near the... A little bit better over there, is it?
So overall, just seems like not the best. Like I wouldn't want to live here, to be honest. But all the people that, like, they're always saying, "Oh yeah, I wouldn't move here." Well, I've lived here my whole life. It's not that bad actually. It's the perfect tenant, really. It's like someone who just stays there, isn't it? It's like just sort of right around Belmont Avenue sort of way.
Oh, yeah, it's alright round there. I just live round there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Is it just sort of like families and that?
Yeah, family's quiet.
I've been here 29 years,
29 years.
and I touch wood, I've got no issue.
Postman normally know all the areas.
Yeah, I know.
Excuse me.
And
But
is
would
this
you say this sort of area
like
is
the
alright?
nicer area?
Yeah, this is okay. It's the twins I'm actually want to Spain.
Yeah. And are those like a decent area for Eastbourne? Okay.
After speaking with the locals in the morning, started to look a bit more promising. We found out that the property we was about to view was on one of the better streets in the area. So time for the viewing.
So we did spend like two and a half grand tops on the kitchen.
Yeah, that'd get you a throw kitchen. You'd
Yeah.
probably about 1,800 quid for your supply, then about 700 quid fitting, obviously a bit of flooring.
Yeah, they all open and that was a lot. We're going to drive up to the nearby comparables and see how similar they are. So that's the property there. So just looking at it now, if you want to get this one. We can see that 2 years ago this one sold. It's literally round the corner for 100 grand. Similar sort of house. The garden's sick on this one though. But like old and
dated.
horrible.
But that was 100 grand.
And we're trying to buy this for just under 60 or 60.
Yeah, so let's quickly have a look at that one, and then we'll have a look at the other comparables as well. When I was looking at on Google Maps, I thought the comparables were a bit further away, but it's like the same cul-de-sac. So that's that one there that they bought for 100 grand, but now look, they're building that big extension on it.
It's literally like the same house as well.
This one,
Where's that?
Belmont. This one, same road. Someone bought it for 114, but that's an extra bedroom.
Yeah, that one still similar.
That's decent. But yeah, that's the best comparable really. So when we first got here, we started asking people about the area. We were just getting bad vibes from it straight away. But now we've seen that we spoke to quite a few people. And
People that live on this sort of plot of land here, like this sort of like cul-de-sac area, they all love it.
yeah,
It's like a good area.
So the property looked decent. We worked out the refurb will be between 12 and 15 grand, and there was decent comparables on that road. So we made an offer.
Yeah, so we wanted to offer 59.
You'll never guess. It's been sold, mate.
It's been sold.
Yeah, it's just been sold for, well, a couple of hours ago, 61 and a half it's sold for.
Bruh. Alright.
oh no.
It's like I said to you, it is literally speed. Like, it's not even about like the best offers and stuff like that.
That call didn't really go to plan. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It's a bit of it's annoying. Feels like we wasted time, but it wasn't wasted time because we gained a lot of experience, learned a lot.
Got a good feel for what areas are good and bad.
Yeah, and it's
Made a good connection with a good agent.
But yeah, the shit like this happens. Deals fall out of bed. Sometimes you got to be there quick to get the deal.
But now the agent knows we're serious, and he said he's going to send us all deals that are worth looking at before it goes on Rightmove or any marketing, anything.
Yeah, so although it is annoying, you just got to look at the positives out of it. Yeah. Is what it is. Let's get back and look for some deals.
So it stands still in traffic. They're doing the drive home of shame.
Yeah. Might even walk, mate. See where my legs take me.
Yeah. It's fucking depressing.
So after what felt like ages, we were back at square one. So we decided to find more deals, direct to landlord and call more agents, but this time make offers subject to viewing.
So is that one had any offers, or?
It does, yeah.
What would you reckon I could offer to get the deal done, really? Because we really do like the look of it. If I was to sort of offer sort of 53, 54, maybe mid 50s, do you reckon I'm in the ballpark, or?
Well, if that's something you would like me to put forward, I could always put it forward and see what the vendor's thoughts were on that one.
So as you see, every time we're making offers that it's already gone, or somebody bids it up, or it always goes over asking price at the moment. The market's crazy, so.
Not even that as well, like we bidded on one £1,000 more than what it got accepted for, but you know, we just weren't quick enough.
Yeah, so it's mental.
So a good deal still hasn't come up. We've been spending a lot of time calling agents, going on viewings, putting offers in. Nothing's really going our way at the minute.
Speaking to a lot of deal sources, getting a lot of deals sent through in their mailing list and stuff, and they all look good on paper. Then we actually work out the real numbers and do our own due diligence, and they're never really that good or even half good. So yeah, we just a bit disheartened really, because it's been taking us months to basically get nowhere. But yeah, we're just gonna keep going, just not let it stop us basically, and just keep doing what we need to do really.
Yeah, hopefully a good deal comes up.
So we kept going, kept calling agents, making offers, speaking to deal sources, kept plugging away, and we didn't give up. And then finally, a good deal came through a deal sourcer. So we done our due diligence, the numbers looked decent, so we took it. So here's the deal, we're buying it for 60k. Now I'm going to show you the numbers and the comparables.
So the one we're getting is a 4-bed terrace. So this is a 3-bed terrace. It's 0.6 miles away. You can see the kitchen's a little bit dated, and it sold for 116 in August 2020. So another 3-bed terrace. This is 0.1 miles away. You can see it's quite dated as well. So obviously our one's going to be made a lot nicer than these. And this one sold in April 2020 for 121k. Another 3-bed, 0.4 miles away. This one sold in July 2020 for 115k. So 60k for the purchase price, just over 28k for the refurb. So all in with fees and everything, it would just be over 93k. So after all the running costs, make £222 a month profit. So it's just over £2.5 a year. So money left in, 7,350 with a return on capital employed of 36%. But what's more likely is 120k end val. So that would leave us with only 3,600 in the deal and a 71% return. So yes, good deal.
So there was a lot of back and forth between the solicitors, because unfortunately the person who owned the land that the property is on passed away. So we had to wait for it to go through probate. So it ended up taking 6 months just to go through the legals. And then finally, 6 months later, we got the call to send over the funds.
Right, I've just sent you those details across now.
Yeah. Alright, so it's the 21st of October. We're finally signing the papers, the contracts for the property that we're buying. Very much for the witness. Provided my bit.
I'll give you a quick breakdown. 60k purchase price, land transaction tax is 2,400, couple fees for land registry, £6 and £20, fees for solicitors, £1,120 and 8 pence, combined searches 208 quid, insurance 55 quid 44 pence. So that is a total of £63,558 and 24 pence.
So the builder's got the keys for us, so now we're driving up to the property for the first time to get the keys and have a look round.
2 minutes away. We'll be there in about 2 minutes.
Subscribe for that. That was great content.
Oh, you know, that's me. One of the guns.
That's it there, look. That one
That's what it is.
Number 11.
There it is. What? The lights on.
Or this. Yeah, I own it. So so first time we're here, we're going to give you a little rundown of the works that needs doing. So first thing is here, the floor is dipped, and that is because there used to be a room here, so this has newer concrete under it. There used to be a wall here under that arch gate, and there was a door here. So that needs to all be levelled out. All this needs to be stripped. All the wallpaper needs to come off.
Get rid of them sliding doors as well.
Yeah. This has got the world's tiniest bathroom. So, like literally look. So, we're going to just basically move the bathroom upstairs and get rid of a room. And make this into more of a bigger kitchen, like a utility room. All of this is going to come off. Obviously there could be anything under it, could be all sorts going on, so we've got to factor in for that. All new kitchen obviously, it's going to look brand new, it's going to look a lot brighter, everything's going to be like white and stuff. Shaded garden. Little yard thing. Little storage room if you care about it. This is an old back boiler, so you're going to replace it with a common boiler. Because it's such a big house, it will be 30 kilowatt ones. Obviously all of this redone, made smooth, shit like this, gone. There's no rise and damp, so that's good. Feels good, ripping out my own house. Yeah, obviously everything's going to be new carpet.
Hold up. Oh shit.
The most pointless light to ever be made is going to go. There's some movement in the ceiling. So the ceiling's going to come off, going to all be redone. You get fucking lights at work. But yeah, it's got no plug sockets. You need to have a minimum of 2. Start ceiling like this, class as a fire hazard. So that will be changed. New proper windows.
All this floor needs to be levelled out as well.
Yeah. And then there's a little room here, which would have been used for no idea. Like, what is it?
Steven.
Yeah.
Hurry up. What the fuck? Wait, it's not in there. Steven?
Got a torch.
One phone light.
So it's pretty big up here.
We decided to do the rip out ourselves so we could save on the building costs and also we could get cracking straight away.
Water, sponge, scrape that. Let's go.
That wallpaper, then that wallpaper, that one, that one. 5 wallpapers.
Golden tip, guys. If you want to get splinters, just use your hands and no gloves.
All these splinters.
So after the rip out, we gave the keys to our project manager and the builders started doing a refurb. We had weekly calls with him and we drove up there every few weeks to check the progress.
So basically a lot of the walls are just too weak, like. So yeah, they're all coming down, and yeah, it's just going to be the wooden beams left, and then they're going to redo all of it.
The refurb ended up costing a little bit more than we planned, and that's because we made a few changes. Our builder said that our property would work really well as an Airbnb because of the area it's in.
Yeah, really? I didn't think it was that good. Yeah. Fucking hell.
We called a lot of service accommodation managers in the area so we could gauge whether or not it will do well. And what they said is, as an Airbnb, we should turn over 24k a year, minus the running costs, we should be left with a grand a month profit on average. So it's finally done, so let's have a quick look inside. We did a full electrical rewire of the property. This is what the living room looks like now. We put a brand new Howden's kitchen in, and we moved the bathroom upstairs and made the old one a little utility room. We had this bike shed built because, like we said, we're putting on Airbnb and Bike Park Wells is just around the corner. So yeah, let's have a quick look at the rooms. So this one's bedroom 1. Yeah, we recarpeted the whole property. This one is bedroom 2. Put all new radiators and central heating system. So this one's bedroom 3. And then lastly, we've got a little walk-through room here that goes straight through to the new bathroom that we put in.
Oh, nice one.
So quick rundown on the numbers. The purchase price for this was 60k, the refurb was about 30k, and legals and fees was about 3k. So all in, that's 93k. We've just had it revalued at 130k. So that's an uplift of 70k. So this means we're gonna be able to pull out 97k when we remortgage, which means it's all of our money out plus 4k. So it's an infinite return on investment. Plus, when we have it on Airbnb, on average, we're making a grand a month profit, and we're gonna use the money that we pull out of this deal to invest into another deal. So that's the art of BRR. You just keep recycling the cash and buying more properties with the same deposit.
So I hope you enjoyed that fire in the booth.